NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. He completes it to Julio Jones. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
7 brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Locke to throw. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive.
Intended for,
but instead, 3rd down.
Incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
3rd play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Locke. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 yards that time and a Washington first.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On 1st down, this is Geis. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 47-yard line.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. They look to throw. It's Locke. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got it. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Well, that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington 1st down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Clock now on first down. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Locke. Incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Block. Flush to his right. And incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Mike, check, 59, 50. You got nothing to work. You got nothing. Let go. Mike 59. Hey, let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. I said it. Let's go. Let's go.
From the gun, it's Locke. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Bradley Chubb able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be 4th down. And this one is right down the middle. They moved the ball pretty well there on the opening drive. You think they're okay settling for 3?
I don't think they're I think you're exactly right with the word okay because they threw it well, they ran it well. Excellent balance for the first drive of the game.
And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive. Well, that holding call sent him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not great starting field position as well.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30.
To number 13.
23 yards, the final tally.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Making the catch is Sternberger. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 11 and a giant first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
52 is the most, boy. 52.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Gonna give this time to the tailback. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
2nd and 11 now. Now back to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to let one fly for Tate, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Troy Apke. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Clock will try again on 2nd down. Hunter Henry brings it in. And all the way down to the 37. Big yardage that time for Washington. 43 yards.
Oftentimes now offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pick.
And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going.
Check 26, check 26. Alert flare, alert flare, flare, flare. Smoke.
To try again after the sack. Lock. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Washington on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Let's make these babies cry on the way back. 59 mark.
Lock working out of the gun. And he finds McLaurin. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Terry McLaurin with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
Makes this Washington 10. Giants nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Flushed out right. Looking deep for Hilton. And that's caught inside the 35. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. 2nd and 12.
Go! Undercut, undercut, undercut. Goose, 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 goose.
Buying time to his left. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On 3rd down, Jones. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. on play action. They'll throw. And Ingram holds it in. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
3rd and goal from just outside the 10. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
3-yard attempt.
Rosa's kick is good, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
25-yard line. Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
It got his man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The second quarter starts off with a bang as they snag over 30 yards. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway.
Right down.
Touchdown, Giants. A big play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Giants are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Aldrich Rosas to kick off for the Giants.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
To throw it is Locke. That one is slant to McLaurin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now throwing on 1st down and completing it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
50's the mark. 50's the mark. Hey, I'm coming. Ready to go.
Shotgun snap to Locke. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Another Washington 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Switch. 80 weapon.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 24, Locke. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. There to knock that one away was the safety, Amani Hooker.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
29 is the Mike.
From the gun, Locke. Escaping the press. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Levante David. He's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And it's 3-0 Washington. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue, because consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And he returns this to the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for them. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Jones. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Dancing to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. He was pretty good a year ago in college, getting outside of the pocket and making plays, but it's a different story here in the NFL.
Well, in college, when he broke out of the pocket, his receivers often knew what to do in a scramble drill, and defenders weren't quite as adept at that. In the NFL, they work on that as well. They realize once he's out of the pocket, you can knock a receiver down. You can take him out of the play that way. You can make sure you hunt him up and make sure that you have him covered downfield. They do a much better job of it. He's got to learn that the speed has changed on this level.
This to McLaurin out on the left side. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 25 yards that time.
Goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. 2nd and goal from the 1. Here's Locke. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
When you're this close to the goal line, you've got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. From the gun, Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. So with a 4th and goal looming, we hit the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. And his kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And only able to get this to the 19. So probably should have opted for the touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone. Being chased out left. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. A big play there for the Giants. 41 yards.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a fourth-quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
52's a look. Watch right. 6-man. Check curls, check curls, check curls.
Operating from the gun. Jones, and he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Chase Young make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Now a handoff here to his running back. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
32.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
6. And it's 3rd down.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, Jones. And he's got his man, Hilton. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a first down. The quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Quick throw here to Hilton. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Number 13.
7 yards the pickup there.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 12-yard line.
Three yards remain for 2nd down. And to give this time to the tailback. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
He was taken down.
Give him 2 yards on that play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
And it's 3rd down.
Now Jones toward the pylon, caught. And he'll be out of bounds. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
New York.
If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
The 3-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. A great play there with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Giants are an extra point away from leading this game. It's up and good, and they take the lead by a point, 17-16.
Score Giants 17. Washington 16. Aldrich Rosas to kick
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work. At the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. From the 24, Locke. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Julian.
Greatest show on earth,
and
baby.
he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. That one looks like he'll throw here. They'll roll him out right. And this is caught at the 8. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Throwing Jones. He'll buy some time right. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
As it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Here we go, a big play and a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. Jones keeping it on the sneak. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown puts them up 7. But now's when the fun begins, partner, because if you go ahead and kick the extra point, it's still a 1-possession game. Go for 2, you might put it out of reach.
Yeah, a little decision to be made. And with that, the lead is up to 8.
Makes the score Giants 24, Washington 16. Aldrich Rosas.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
This will make it into the end zone. And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They're down here in a
one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Play action. Now it's Locke. Now a desperation throw deep down, and that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31.
That's good.
It's a big play there for Washington on 3rd down. 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. He's got daylight. The 20. 10.
They should have put a stamp on me in the locker
And he
room.
will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. A little bit of a backbreaker right there. You're down close, one-score game, trying to push the ball down the field and score, and you throw a pick 6.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a gamble when you're making your throws, right? Sometimes you press it a little bit more than maybe you wanted to because you want that score so badly. In this case, it cost them.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better, and that got it done in this one.
So for the Giants, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Washington, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys. That'll do